This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You damn right. What?
Nothing.
There's a little bit of an echo. No, it isn't. No, I don't know what the hell it was. It echoed for a second, but it doesn't anymore.
All right.
So it's fine, not a problem. It's probably, Sansevere probably put a hex on us or something. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Absolutely.
Voodoo.
Typical Sanny. I got to read something which is very, very cool. I was on the phone last night with some of these people. Hi, Tom. This is something I wanted to share with you that just occurred this weekend. Governor Walz signed a proclamation to make next Saturday, April 27th, officially Pat Eberts Day in the state of Minnesota. How cool is that?
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't know that. That's tremendous.
Yeah, I just found out about it last night, as a matter of fact. I think it's kind of a coincidence because I think I might know who Governor Walz's personal physician is. And his last name might be Eberts, too, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
But no, I guess Governor Walz is a big fan. I don't know. I've never met Governor Walz. Some of the things he does drive me nuts. Other things he seems pretty even keel about. But he said he was listening to this morning show when he found out that Pat had died. So, Governor, we appreciate your kind words for Pat and calling out Pat Eberts Day this Saturday. In the entire state of Minnesota, it will be Pat Eberts Day this Saturday. I'm going to be presenting this to each of his kids next week. That's his brother talking now. In Jamestown at the Civic Center, I'm emceeing a charity for St. John's Academy, a Catholic school Pat and I both graduated from, in Pat's place. He was scheduled to do it originally. Oh, he already had Pat scheduled to do it. Oh, that's very sad. We are having 4 classic former singers who sang and played with the bands Kansas, Boston, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and Journey. All proceeds go to the school. I will be doing a dedication to him, to his brother, Pat, and playing the Fox 9 News report that you spoke. Oh, see, that's very, very nice. They're going to play my audio where I was talking about Pat. Well, Pat and I were very, very good friends. I had to protect him from all the people that wanted us around him at times, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Pat, we miss you. Wanted you to know about it and didn't know if you might say something about this special day. No, I'm not going to talk about it. Pat was only one of my best friends. I'm not going to talk about anything nice about him. Forget it.
Yeah, we'll keep it our little secret about Pat Eberts Day. Yeah,
exactly. Now, here's the great news. We have already sold 2,000 tickets for the event. It's going to be a great tribute to Pat Eberts and a definite honor for his kids. Thank you for the kind words from Mike Eberts, from Governor Walz. Very kind words from Governor Walz as well. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. The last time a politician said something nice about me, what was that? I think I was like 11.
probably checks out, actually, if we look back.
That's what I'm thinking. But, no, that was very, very nice. And Pat, it was just so weird that day. I'm sitting around and my phone rings and it's Bernie Lauer, the head of sales at Hubbard. Bernie's calling me and go, what the hell's Bernie calling me at this time? That was kind of weird. I answer the phone and first thing he chirps about is the fact that Pat had died. Just a very, very sad story. Mm-hmm. Fell asleep in a chair without a CPAP, and it killed him, unfortunately. It's the way it sounds anyway. Sounds like it.
That's terrible.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It is indeed.
So I looked up, just did a quick, Pat Eberts Day, and so there was KNSI, some radio station, did a little blurb about it, but then the thing, they said, Eberts may be the only Minnesotan who was arrested on air in Canada.
That's true.
Okay. Whoa, do you know more about this? It's saying that he climbed over the safety railing at Niagara Falls.
He did.
And held his cell phone next to the rushing water so the audience could hear it back.
He did. I remember Pat got arrested for well, you can't climb over the fence at Niagara Falls, for Christ's sake. What are you doing?
No, but that's like the most Pat thing. You guys want to hear climb over this railing real quick.
It's a very Pat thing to do. You're right.
How much better of audio are you going to get for climbing over like a 2-inch wide iron pipe and then stick your arm out? Like, come on.
Pat, what are you thinking, mate? He climbs over the fence. It's only about a 400-foot fall, isn't it? It's not that big a deal, is it?
Yeah,
a 40-story building.
For like 15, I'd be saying, that'd be dangerous, but 400, not that bad.
Yeah, it's not a problem. You land in the water, so there's a cushion, That is such a Pat thing to do. It's unbelievable. I really do miss Pat because one thing about Pat was when he had something to talk about, he would call you like 5 or 6 times that day to talk about it. It's like, Pat, we already talked about this 5 times. I know, but there are a couple more things I wanted to add at the very end. It's like, okay, Pat, you got it, pal. But yeah, I talked to his twin brother, Mike, last night, and he was telling me about Governor Walz, talking about hearing that he heard about Pat dying on this show, apparently, which is very nice to hear. So it makes me sad. Obviously, he's my wife's third cousin. They didn't even know they were cousins until much after they met. But yeah, they're both from Catherine's father, and the entire Eberts family's from Jamestown, North Dakota. So that is that deal. But that's quite a family history. I'll close with this. Catherine's father fought in World War II, and I mean in the middle of it, freeing concentration camps, the whole deal. He was 16 years old. Can you even imagine that? He was 16 years old serving in World War II. Now, back then you could do it. You can't do that now. You have to be, I think, over 18 to serve anywhere but the United States. But can you imagine coming across all these skeletons and corpses and all those people in the concentration camps when you're 16 years old?
No.
Jesus.
I couldn't. I'm not strong enough to handle that at any age.
No,
exactly. I couldn't imagine being in high school and being, you know what, I'm going to skip out on, math today. We're flying over and we're going to go look at go be in a war. I think that's unbelievable what the previous generations have done.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, you look at World War I, World War II, the Vietnam conflict, the whole damn thing. It's just the Korean War went on. Now we got 2 more wars going on. Can we ever stop warring over there in that Eastern Hemisphere? Would that be okay with you? I love how the Western Hemisphere, we suck, we're horrible. Yeah, there's 1/5 the people in this hemisphere that are in the Eastern Hemisphere, and you guys cannot stop going to war against one another. I think the biggest war we ever had in the Western Hemisphere was when 4 guys fought other guys on the Mexican border. That was probably about the biggest war we ever had, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's other than that, it's like, the Civil War, like you're saying,
that's true.
Stuff like that, but there's not really too many wars. We kind of outsource our wars and we go over to other countries.
You know what's so amazing is that, and I can't remember where I heard this stat, but it was from a professor at a university, asked the question of high school students across America, what was the Civil War all about? Hardly any of them, and I mean a very small percentage of them, knew it was about slavery. They had no idea that it was about slavery.
Do you remember what they thought it was about?
I can't, but I know why you're smiling, because it was something. What was it about again?
I don't know what it was about, but I don't know what on earth anybody thought the Civil War was.
Right. That's a good point.
Other than slavery.
I have heard, though, some things that people thought it was about, and I can't remember. It was just this ridiculous thing, or they were fighting over who could wear blue pants. Like, no, that's not why they were fighting, so shut up. But, that's the whole thing. So, I suppose we better take a break. We got, what's that Hunyuk's name again we have on right away? Flip?
Yep, Flip.
Oh, he's back today?
Flip is back.
Flippity-doo-dah. There you go. We will be right back. Phil Mackey. Will be right with us. K&L Surplus and Ammo in Lino Lakes, my choice for firearms and ammunition. Jim, the owner, is one of the most knowledgeable people in the business and is great at getting you the right firearm for your needs. K&L Surplus and Ammo also works with local groups on raffles and auction fundraisers. If your group has a fundraiser, which is great, we love fundraisers. If you got a fundraiser coming up, make sure to call Jim at K&L. Their number is 763-757-2614. He can put together a great package for your event and help you raise more money. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lino Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can reach them by phone at 763-757-2614, or you can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell and Mypillow employees, I want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. It's very, very nice of you to be doing that. To thank you, they're having an overstock, clearance, and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. Like I told you, man, it's a very big deal. Tom told me. And you get the free shipping on your entire order, which is a great thing. So it actually, if you throw my name out there, you get free shipping. So that's not too bad, actually. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived. They won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses, mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything's on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels, which are great, by the way. They actually absorb. That's what I'm talking about. They have dog beds, blankets, couch pillows. They have a lot more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM. And you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. So a little joy over the weekend. Actually, you could talk about a Twins win and a Timberwolves win, and then the rest of the weekend sucked.
What do you mean the rest of the weekend sucked? Like I'm fine with one Twins win on a weekend. That's a development. The Twins winning a game over the weekend. I mean, that's my bar.
That's it.
I mean, did you have a bad weekend in your personal life or something?
I did not.
Good.
Look, I like it when my team has better than, what are they, like 6-85? What's their record?
I mean, that's a little bit of, I think it's like 6-78, but you just
somewhere in there.
The energy, because they won on Saturday, right? Yep. It was because they won on the same day. The Timberwolves won Game 1 against the Suns. Yes. I was in the arena. I was buzzing around downtown, and it was Twins fans, Wolves fans in the Target Field, Target Center corridor. The energy, and by the way, the Timberwolves are responsible for like 98% of the positive, fun energy. And the Twins were there, and they won a game. But it doesn't happen very often. It's not like Boston, where teams are just winning championships all the time and dynasties.
Right.
So when you have a fun day or a fun playoff run about to start, I love that sports energy in town, because it's like an eclipse, Tom. We don't get it very often around here.
Well, there's no question. Why did you have to bring up Boston? I don't want to be in a bad mood. I love the city of Boston, by the way. I just love the place. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And if you want some lobster, go to Boston.
Some lobster?
Lobster, best on earth. There's no doubt about it.
Where do you park your car when you go to Boston?
I park it right next to the Fairmont. I park it by the Fairmont. Yeah. But I will tell you, how many Super Bowls won by Boston/New England?
Well, it's 6 just in the last 20-ish years, right? 25 years. Well, that's it. They've won 6, I guess.
Boston Celtics, how many titles have they won?
Well, funny thing about that, they act like those Celtics fans are obnoxious, just baseline. But they act like they're in the middle of a dynasty all the time. They've won 1 championship since like 1986 or something.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because before that, they won about every other one, didn't they?
I know. That's the thing. Yeah. Bill Russell and
Kevin McHale. Can't take it away from Kevin.
They had the Bill Russell dynasty. Then they had the McHale Bird situation. Yeah.
No question about it. Their hockey team has won several titles as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Whether the Bruins have, in the last 25 years, the Bruins have what? At least 1, maybe 2
Yeah, I think a couple.
Something like that.
And then how about the Red Sox? How many World Series did they win the last?
The Sox have 4, I believe, after not having any for 86 years, 84, 86 years. Man.
I love the city of Boston name. I just absolutely love that town. There's no question about it.
You know, people talk about the Babe Ruths because the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees in like 1920 or something. And people talk about that being the worst baseball transaction ever. How could you just give Babe Ruth to the Yankees? Well, the Twins didn't even get – so the Red Sox, I think, got $150,000 for Babe Ruth. So they got –
back then, yes.
Right. So they got some cash for him, right? The Twins let David Ortiz walk for nothing.
I know.
He goes to the Red Sox and helps them build a dynasty.
There's
so
no doubt
that
about
is
it.
the worst transaction in baseball history, just to be clear.
I've never understood why they ever let Ortiz go. He was a hell of a player.
Well, part of it was not that they're like spending spree ownership at Target Field, but it was even like cheaper pole ads back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So you had that. He had like some wrist problems, and then as David tells the story, the Twins organization was trying to get him to hit the ball hard the other way, and he wanted to just sort of hit the ball wherever he wanted to.
Right.
Now, what's funny is he's all mad about Tom Kelly, not seeing the potential. David Ortiz hit balls off the green monster the other way, unlike any hitter in Red Sox history. So hitting the ball the other way was actually a benefit for him. But
didn't David Ortiz get involved in some battle at a bar where somebody got killed or something?
Yes.
I thought so. What was
Didn't
that
someone
all about?
Did he get stabbed, Tevin? Like something weird happened.
Yeah, let me look this story up, but because it was back in wherever he is from, and because he's like considered like the mayor there, so it was like almost an attempted assassination on him while he was at some bar. Somebody stabbed.
Right.
I mean, he probably does help the economy wherever he decides to reside, right? He's probably something crazy happened. I don't remember the details.
Okay, we need Tevin to step up today because basically, as this show grows, and Phil, you warned me, Sushere warned me, said, Tom, it takes quite a while to build a podcast. I'm like, come on, let's go. Get moving, shake your ass, let's go. You guys both warned me. I remember that. But I think we could do really, really well this week if Tevin would stab AJ. What do you think?
Well, I won't
in the news.
I won't be stabbing him because Ortiz was shot, not stabbed.
Oh, he was shot?
So
I didn't remember that he was shot.
Yeah, he almost died, didn't he?
Yeah. It was a potential hit job that was done on, but it was he was shot by mistake, I guess.
I just want everybody out there. I hope you're watching the video because AJ is looking on his face like, "Why are you stabbing me to death?"
No, well, I'm debating in my head, like if I had the choice, would I want Tevin to shoot me or stab me? And I think shoot's the way to go.
I have terrible aim.
Like if you get one shot compared to like one attempt to stab, I think I could maybe dodge it. Or if you hit me, then then I'm just done. We're good.
I got lucky that I did not complete the trifecta. I've been stabbed and I've been shot in the leg with a bow and arrow, but I've never been shot with a gun.
You got shot in the leg with a bow and arrow?
That is correct. My brother was target practicing and I didn't know he was, and I ran in front of him, hit me right in the left calf. And by the way, your leg locks up immediately when that happens.
Just timber.
Your leg will not move, not a millimeter. Once that arrow goes in, nope, you're not moving. Forget it.
How do you get because the arrow? You can't just pull the arrow out, right? Doesn't it?
No, it was like a bullet tip arrow.
Yeah.
It wasn't flared. So, pulling out a flared arrow got to be a real thrill. Yeah, that's got to be fun.
Oh, man. By the way, on a similar, so we're talking baseball, we're talking people getting shot and stabbed. Do you guys remember, I saw Randy Johnson, the former left-handed pitcher for 25 years. He was on the Pat McAfee show last week. I think it was the Pat McAfee show. He was on a big national show. And remember that time like 25 years ago at spring training where Randy Johnson threw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and a bird flew across home plate?
Yep.
And he kills a bird. And he was telling the story on the radio show or podcast last week. And he's like, what's amazing about my career is, I 4,000, 5,000 strikeouts, 4 straight Cy Young Awards, World Series MVP, and people remember me for killing a bird in spring training. That's my legacy.
Wasn't he also like 6'10"?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's huge. I know. I remember that.
And yeah, he was
What?
very scary to face.
What was that? Wasn't here, was it?
The bird thing?
Yeah.
It was in Arizona.
It was Arizona. They have birds in Arizona? I didn't even know that.
It was the skeleton bird flew across.
It was a road runner running across the field.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, that I do remember seeing that video. That he smoked that bird too, man. It was not like a little clip or anything.
And apparently, the feathers flew up in the air and landed, on the spot. But the carcass of the bird sort of deflected over by the on-deck circle.
Right.
And one of the hitters kind of walked over and like poked it with a bat. Yep,
what
it's
the
dead.
hell? Yeah, I do remember that. Randy Johnson was a hell of a pitcher. Well, first of all, you're 6'10" and you get to stand on a mound. What the hell is that?
Yeah, and he's got, that left-handed reach too, and he would stand
Yes.
sometimes over on the rubber. The famous clip is from like 1993 All-Star game, and John Kruk, left-handed hitter. Left-handed hitters were scared to face him because he's literally coming. It's like a tree limb coming from behind your body, throwing 100 miles an hour. And John Kruk was a right-handed hitter. And he was a left-handed hitter who he moved to the right side of the plate and put his helmet on backwards and was like, I'll just stand here and you can strike me out, and then I can go back safely to the dugout.
One of my favorite baseball stories of all time in 1987, might have been 88. I know that Ron Davis was still with the team. Was he still with the team in 88 or is it 87?
Was he still there in 87?
I thought he was.
Toward the end of his run. No.
That was the very end of his run, yeah. It might have been 86, though. You might be right about that. But I don't
know if he got a ring.
But I got to put on a uniform and take batting practice with the Twins. Ron Davis, you pain in the ass that you are. Actually, he was a very good guy. I bat right-handed. He throws right-handed. He throws a ball at me. And first of all, another guy, he's like 6'5", wasn't he? Something like that?
Yeah.
The big fella.
Mm-hmm.
He released that ball. It's coming right at my noggin. So I bail out. After bailing out, I noticed the ball crossed the left side of the plate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Ron. You made me look like a complete fool. But don't worry about my
Are there pictures of you in a baseball uniform, in a Twins uniform that we can dig up?
Yeah, they're out there somewhere. I know.
It's always funny when non-major league players like wear a baseball uniform. It's funny that Major League Baseball still has managers wearing baseball pants and uniforms.
That's true.
Yes.
Like Lou Piniella just walking out there with his gut hanging out of his baseball pants.
Who was the guy that wouldn't wear the uniform? There was one coach that wouldn't wear the uniform. He had to wear a suit.
Oh, really? Well, Connie Mack back in the day would wear.
There you go. Connie Mack. That's exactly what I'm talking about because he wouldn't wear a uniform, right?
It is. Yeah. Think about if major league managers wore suit and tie for every game.
Yeah.
NBA coaches did for years until the pandemic. The pandemic made everything more casual for NBA coaches, and now they just wear hooded sweatshirts and stuff. But
the pandemic. Now we got to think about that all day because of you. It's your fault.
Wow, a passing mention, and now Tom's day is ruined.
Well,
what else can I make a passing mention of? Let's see here. KQ management. Pandemic, wars across the entire globe. Let's trigger Tom.
I thought I told you it's DQ management, not KQ management.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I did get a message that Tony is up. I think he's back. I don't know if he's back or not, but he was talking about the fact that he was indeed ill. That's why he was out for like 3 weeks. Because about 99.9% of people thought he had left there to come over here.
Who? Tony Lee?
Yeah. That's what they thought.
Okay.
Tony and I've known Tony for 40 years.
Yeah. Tony and I worked together for 10 years. Between him working with you for decades.
Indeed, it's true. But yeah, he did acknowledge that he was ill, but I still don't know what his illness was. I have no idea. Hopefully he's doing well.
He's got Timberwolves fever. That's what he's got.
Oh, yes, that's what it is. I'm certain of that. Honest to God, he did come up with some great bits back in the day. That boy can write a bit.
Oh my gosh! He was. Man, he put together. So he essentially put together when we launched SKOR North. He essentially put together all of the branding and imaging for this new brand that we were launching. And yeah, one of my favorite all-time coworkers, Tony Lee. Love that guy.
That's a good move. I mean, having him do your promos and all that stuff. But it's just. You know what's interesting about that? We can, because we only got about 1 minute. We can close with this because I've never understood this. I was watching the two boys chirping at each other again last night. You got Biden and you got Trump, and you suck. No, you suck. Well, you suck more than I suck. And they're a horrible human being. No, you're a horrible human. You know, that's what they do. In 37 years at KQRS, I don't think we ever badmouthed another morning guy. They badmouthed us all the time because we were kicking the shit out of them. That's probably why they did it. There was one guy I couldn't stand as a human being. He's just a hateful little prick, right? I never even badmouthed him. And I, to this day, won't tell you who it was. Why do I need to badmouth anybody? I can whoop your ass without badmouthing you. Who cares?
Can I ask two questions? Because I'd love to figure out who this is. Is it someone who, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Is it someone who still has a show active in the Twin Cities?
That is correct.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay. Do I get one more question, or
yeah, you
are we getting too close to the? Okay.
Oh, I don't give a rat's ass. You can say who it is. I don't care. What's he?
No, I don't want that smoke right now. Listen, I still have.
Exactly.
You don't need the bridges like I do, Tom. And I've got 25 years left in this industry.
No, you
well, you might still too, by the way. You might still have 25 years left.
Let me just tell you something. I'm gonna work till I'm 100. I'm gonna go to Murray's and just die in the booth. Sydney. God, I do miss Sydney like a son of a bitch. I really do.
Man, he'd be having fun right now. Man. He'd be at these Timberwolves press conferences with his microphone up to Anthony Edwards. Yeah, he'd be.
Let me just say this to you, Phil Mackey. Martina Navarro. God damn it. I loved it when he used to do that. But yeah, let me say that again. Why would you sit and badmouth the other guy who's president or used to be president? I'd go the other route. Oh, he's a good guy. I think I'm better at it than he is. Be a good guy, though. I think badmouthing each other is a really bad idea. I really do.
It shows insecurity, right?
I agree.
It's like the end of the movie 8 Mile with Eminem. I don't know if you guys are familiar,
sure.
But it's the end of the movie is a rap battle. And instead of Eminem getting up there and just trying to like out insult the other guy, he spends 4 minutes telling you everything about himself.
Exactly.
He self-deprecates for 4 minutes.
Yep.
And says, here, throws the microphone, says, here, tell them something they don't know about me now, right? And tosses the microphone. That's what I would do. I would just be self-deprecating at these debates.
I just don't understand. Oh, that guy's the worst, but he's going to drive the country over the deep. Oh, the democracy's coming to an end. No, it's not. Look, you guys have all effed up everything you touched, and all of you've done that.
And if you want to be self-deprecating, you could pretend to trip up the steps, and then when someone comes to grab you, you can say, I'm fine. You can pretend to fall asleep at a debate and then wake up.
That's exactly it.
We should be campaign managers on this show.
Well, do you think it's good for the United States to have both presidents? One's under indictment. Matter of fact, he's in court right now, as a matter of fact.
Maybe
and the
sleeping,
other guy,
we're not sure.
Yeah, that's true. And the other guy, of course, has been accused of stealing money from everybody who's ever breathed. Come on. Really?
And if you combine their ages, too, I heard you guys talking about the various war things before I jumped on.
Yes,
if you combine their ages, you could get them all the way back to the Civil War in terms of math, It's like 100...
Yeah.
165, carry the 4. Yeah, we're back to Abe Lincoln if you put their ages together. Not to be an ageist, I'm just,
Oh, you're an ageist?
I'm not an ageist. I'm just saying, like, if we have a limit on the bottom end, you have to be a certain age, right? What is it, 40 or 45?
35.
35? Okay. Yeah, we don't need like an 18-year-old winning the presidency.
Just in the White Office or Oval Office vaping.
Yeah, some famous TikToker gets himself elected or herself elected.
Yeah. Okay, what's up?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Did you say it'd be the first time somebody hit the pipe in the White House?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true. You ever been in a White House?
Smoke rolls out when you open the front door. Yeah.
Have you guys ever been in the White House?
Nope. I've never been in the White House, no.
Yeah, I went and toured it once.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So the Oval Office, you think they ever hit the pipe in there?
I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
The old corn cob pipe. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't mean to close on a gross note, but when I walked into the Oval Office, I looked at the desk, and all I could picture is Bill Clinton with somebody bent over the desk. That's all I could, because he actually did that, with what's her name?
Yeah, well, I'm sure that there's probably, how many presidents have we had? Probably every one of them has had some sort of relationship in the Oval Office.
Okay, we have to close with this one, and you can't lie. Did any of the three of you ever have sex in Studio A of any radio station you worked at?
No.
Don't lie.
No hesitation. No.
No.
Tom. It's a yes for Tom.
Right.
Right?
Look at the time. No. Well, wait a minute.
What is the definition?
All right, we gotta go. Phil ruining the show yet again. Typical.
Go Timberwolves. Go Timberwolves. Let's
Take
go.
the Twins with you. No go Twins. Just go Timberwolves.
Twins are on timeout, man. Until they can take 3 or 4 from the White Sox.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good call. I think that's a really good call, as a matter of fact. All right, Pally, looking forward to talking to you on Friday.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks a lot. Phil Mackey, ladies and gentlemen. SKOR North. We shall take a break right here. Don't lie. You guys have had sex in Studio A, haven't you?
No, I've heard stories of other people, but yeah, I've never had.
Well, there is that.
Studio A. Yeah.
Bark like a dog. Let me see. The name Smokin' Joe Hager comes up. I don't know why that is, but I love Smokin' Joe. Minnesota business owners pay too much in taxes. You know that. You don't have to take my word for it either. The Tax Foundation has just released its State Business Tax Climate Index. Minnesota's near the bottom with the 45th worst tax climate in the U.S. When you expand or relocate your business to Sioux Falls, you'll be basking in the second best tax climate in the nation. That's just one reason why, no matter what size business you own, and that's very important, no matter what size your business is, you can increase your profits in Sioux Falls. We've got the proof at SiouxFallsDevelopment.com. In Sioux Falls, our safe streets, award-winning schools, short commutes, vibrant, growing downtown, and pro-business attitude are all attractive reasons to make your move. And we've got a motivated workforce that's ready to help your business grow. That's very important. Escape the high taxes of Minnesota by planning your expansion or relocation to Sioux Falls. 2024 is the time to make your move to Sioux Falls. Check out SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
I love Jim Paul. Jim Paul, give me a call. We got to go out and have dinner one of these days. It'd be great. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. Yes, I do. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. And yes, that's double the amount of yes, you need to be an expert. You judge them both by the result of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement. Do not put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold, very good friend of mine. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose. You only have things to gain. You'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future, which is a very prudent thing. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We've already been put through the mill today, talking about getting laid in Studio A, talking about getting hit in the head with a baseball. We've covered everything.
Getting shot in studio by our coworkers. Yeah, we've covered all the bases.
That does happen. There's no question about that. My favorite is still the worst thing that ever happened. I mean, it didn't feel that bad because it was, I suppose if I were somebody else, I might have been terrified, but I'm reading a story about this sexual predator, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm reading the story. And I get down to the name of the predator, and I go, "Hey, God, we got to what?" And the guy's standing right behind me. He actually worked at the radio station I was working at, and he was right behind me as I'm reading this story about him being a sexual predator. Like, good God. And it wasn't comfortable.
No.
Like, hey, Chad, how you doing? Like,
Chad. Well, the guy's name was Chad, was it?
yeah.
Actually, I don't even remember his name. But I do remember when I looked up at the camera and saw his face, I went, oh, God, this is quite uncomfortable. I said, hey, I tell you what, why don't we take a break? Uncle Tommy will be right back, and I'll be by myself. What do you think?
Yeah.
That was really uncomfortable. I will never forget that as long as I live. Very, very uncomfortable. You ever been in anything even close to something like that?
No. Most uncomfortable would probably be we had to fire somebody once where when I was working at a house of comedy because the manager was watching porn on like the front desk computer. So like as he was selling tickets, he'd have to like, minimize his porn video and
my God,
hand somebody their tickets. And like, hey, I shouldn't do that on a work computer.
No. Go ahead.
Did I know him?
Oh no, he was there very,
okay.
very briefly. He would drink our rail vodka and watch porn during the day.
Oh,
I was supposed to be working.
AJ, you were making a point.
No, I've never been in that type of situation. I've been in some awkward ones where like somebody else is getting fired in like the room over, and then you just happen to like walk through the room, and you're like you freeze, and you're like, I'm just gonna backtrack. I don't want to. I'll stay a couple extra minutes and be late to the stuff I want to do after work rather than make this super awkward and be like, hey guys, sorry, I just gotta walk out here really quick. Boop, 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 boop. All right. No, I'll wait.
I'd love to stay and schmooze, but I have work to do. Yeah. Is that what you gave me? You gave that one?
Yeah.
It's an interesting business to be. It doesn't surprise you that somebody like that was working in the radio business, does it?
I don't know if, I guess not. I don't know.
I think it's surprising, but maybe slightly less surprising just because I feel like people that work they're a little more out there personality wise. So they think like less boundaries at times is kind of like the thing that I've noticed compared to like somebody who works in an office. Like they're in literally like if you're in a cubicle, you have borders around you the entire day. So you have a border with other. So it's still surprising because I feel like that is just totally off limits, but not. It's not the most surprising.
No, I suppose that is true. Okay, I got to run these 3 things by you guys and see what you think of this. 3 easy things we should all be doing to help the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1 is stop wasting leftovers. It'll save you money. Well, why would you just throw away your leftovers if you like the meal? Why wouldn't you just use it for lunch the next day?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of leftovers.
Me too. Yeah.
Like especially because it's impossible to make just enough for like 1 or 2 people. Like you're going to have leftovers. So let's go. One
thing I got to mention here: whose cuisine has the best leftovers? There's a country in the world that has the best leftovers. You can't even argue the point.
I'm probably biased, but I'm saying Italians.
AJ?
Like pizza's good, leftover pasta.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, leftover pasta I think is not as good, but pizza's fantastic. I think if you just microwave up some like Chinese food, it works great.
That's good too.
Lo mein, yeah.
Okay, we'll go 1.5 to 1.5 because I agree with both of you. So it goes 1, and I'll do half and half because Italian food, leftover. See, I love it, leftover pasta. Even if it's cold, I love it. And then Chinese food, my God. What's the best Chinese restaurant in Minneapolis, St. Paul now?
That's tough.
It is a tough one.
And it's more Vietnamese, but there's a lot of crossover there, like the Venn diagram. K Viet is they have maybe the best egg rolls I've ever had. They're tremendous.
You're gonna have to say that name again. K Viet.
K Viet.
Okay.
Like okay, Vietnam. Is that what that's K Viet is for?
I believe it's QUE and then space VIET. But yeah, like okay, Viet. I didn't even thought about it like that. There you go.
Okay, Viet. Now, you know what? It's interesting, guys, because I would say probably my 2 favorite. Well, look, a steak and a potato is phenomenal. That's fantastic. There's no question. But Italian food and Chinese food, French food, if it's made right, because if you make French food wrong, it's terrible. But if you make it right, it's phenomenal. I wonder why that is. Is it that tough to make?
Yeah, I would assume French is more, especially when you get to like high-end French food.
Yeah.
It's more like culinary, like that is like the mecca, I think, as far as like chefs are concerned. They all like are, if you're French trained, then like you're the best of the best. And so like a lot of the acidity from, this orange juice has to balance out this, and this has to do this. It's more of a chemistry experiment. So if something goes wrong, it's not good. Yeah.
Mexican chow kind of meets Chinese and Italian food in the middle. Kind of.
I agree.
Yeah.
Really good too. I mean, honest to God, taco. Who doesn't like a taco? If you don't like tacos, get the hell away from me.
If you don't like Mexican food, period, there's
Right.
something wrong with you. And it's all like, because I was thinking about the other day, it's all kind of the same. Like if you eat a taco, it's like, you got the flour shell and the meat, cheese, everything inside. You get nachos,
Right.
it's just the taco shell's now broken apart like chips on and everything, but it's still the same meat, cheese, but it still tastes amazing.
It's presented slightly different.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is indeed.
A burrito is just a taco rolled up. Like it's all the same and it's all delicious.
You guys might be too young to remember this because I can't remember who it was myself. But there was a guy when Mexican food came on really strong. This is probably 30, 40 years ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a guy, every time he went on like the Tonight Show or any hey, that's nacho cheese. I was like, oh, yeah, we get it. We get the joke. You don't have to say it every time you open your, yeah, that's nacho cheese. Oh, God. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everything's Americanized here too with the cuisines, because there was Finesse Mitchell, I think it was a comedian. He was talking about a time where he went to China with a group of friends.
Ooh.
And he was like, we get to this Chinese restaurant, and he's like, I just told him like I'll order for everybody. Like I got this down. Actually, it was Ruben Paul. That's who it was.
Okay.
Oh, Ruben Paul. Okay.
But anyway, he goes like, yeah, we're gonna take some General Tso's and this, and he said the waiter looked at him like, what are you even talking about?
General Tso.
Right? We don't eat that over here. Like, what is like, no.
Isn't it? Yeah, there are different versions. There's no doubt about that. We have to take a break. We'll be right back. Speaking of Italian food, Sandy, how can you be Italian and be a vegetarian? How the hell does that even happen?
What?
Is Bob a vegetarian?
Bob's a vegetarian, although I'm vegetarian, Tom. Do you know that? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I mean, I do eat pork. It's like, well, then you're not a vegetarian.
I see him shaking his head in the back room.
Yeah, look at him. He's already lying up a storm. Sansevere. Hi, it's time for your Livia Weight Control Centers. Now is the time to get a jump on summer. You could lose up to 20 pounds more in your first 8 weeks. The Livia Way. When you join Livia, you'll receive a personalized doctor and recommended program. It's tailored to your unique needs. And that's a fact. I was talking about that this morning, as a matter of fact. Yes, they tailor it to what you need, not what they need. Livia's amazing team of registered dietitians and nutritionists will guide you every step of the way. Join Livia today and get your first 8 weeks. I said 8 weeks free. I got on the scale this morning. Remember, I started at 265 is where I started. I was down to 252 this morning after 2 weeks on the program. Now I lost 10 pounds. Yeah, I'm down 13 pounds actually. Yeah, because I lost 10 pounds the first week. I lost 3 pounds this past week. Really, really going well. So I'm down to 252. I'm within 38 points of my goal. Join Livia today. You get your first 8 weeks free, as I said. Visit Livia.com. That's Livea.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia's now offering GLP-1 medications. Quiet the food noise and see accelerated results by summer. Visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Start your weight loss journey now and get a jump on summer the Livia way.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice. justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let us take a second to talk about my bank. That would be North American Banking Company. Look, there is no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. We know that. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends, and they are my friends. I don't call people my friends unless they are my friends. Milski. North American Banking Company. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as the other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank, which I love. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations: Roseville, 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So, if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends, and they are my friends, at North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Sandy.
Hey, just to set the record straight, I ain't no freaking vegetarian. I don't eat red meat. I never do. I don't eat red meat. That does not make me a vegetarian. Lay heavy on my stomach, and I never was that crazy about it anyway. It was easy to give up.
Well, there you go. So now, what meats do you eat?
All the others. Well, I mean, I don't eat goat or whatever that is, and I eat chicken. I eat turkey. I do eat. I'll tell you what, nothing like a good pork chop or rib off the off your pigs. My son was talking about maybe raising pigs because he had there's some kind of a pig and he wasn't sure of the name of it. That's like a cross between a boar and a pig. He said it's the best pork chop he's ever had, and the guy never seasoned it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what the name is, and he was trying to figure it out. But that's what he wants to get because he goes, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with the best of them.
Okay, I want to ask you guys a question because I get very, very lucky because I'm on the Livia program. I've lost 13 pounds in the first 2 weeks, got 38 to go. Be down to 214 for the first time since I was in, I believe, 6th grade, something like that. I went to a 6'1" and 215 pounds when I was in 7th grade. What the hell is that?
Okay, how did you arrive at the 214? Because it would be the lowest you've been since, or because it's a little odd number. You want to get under that number.
I got under the 215. And by the way, I was still not the biggest kid in my class by far. Jim Brown was like 3 inches taller than me.
He's a hell of a running back.
Yeah, he was. That's exactly right. He was one hell of a running back, I'll tell you that. But no, I got to ask you guys one thing that's I'm very, very lucky because I do eat red meat. I eat all the meats and all that stuff. But when I go on a diet, the thing that really, really helps me a lot on my diets is I love shrimp cocktail. You know how much shrimp you get? Shrimp has like 0 fat and calories in it.
And carbs.
And carbs. There's no carbs in it either. I'm talking the breaded ones obviously do, but I mean, you can sit down and eat a dozen shrimp, and I think there's like 100 calories in the whole dozen shrimp.
Why stop at a dozen?
Maybe $1.20, something like that. It's right around that number in any case. But I eat a lot of shrimp cocktail, which I love anyway. And I absolutely, and I don't know why, because I never had it as a kid ever. Ground turkey is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
God, is it good. And it's either in a patty or you can just crumble it up and put it on a couple pieces of keto bread. Notice I said keto bread, trying to stay with the message.
All right, well, we're doing here's a PSA for people. Do you ever shop? Does Catherine shop at Costco? Do you guys go to Costco?
Oh, all the time.
Okay. Yep. You want 2 things you need to get. The Amy Lou chicken Gouda apple sausages. Phenomenal. And Amy Lou also makes it's a chicken basically burger that has infused with cheese and onions, caramelized onions. They're both through the roof terrific.
Isn't that wonderful? Well, first of all, Costco has really great beef. Their steaks are fantastic. They really are. I mean, I love going to Costco anyway, except for the part that you can't breathe because there are 7 billion people in there.
That one in St. Louis Park. Finding a parking space. I mean, you have to have a game face on when you go there.
You do. You absolutely do. Matter of fact, Andy used to live across, those townhouses right behind it there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he lived there?
Yeah, he lived there for a long time, and he said he finally learned the rhythm of the whole thing, when to go to Costco so it wasn't just packed with people.
Wow. Share it.
Yeah, he had it all timed out perfectly, I guess. But yeah, Costco's great. I love Costco.
My one complaint is
Yes.
I was there last week, and they don't. I just like cheese curds that are natural, plain. I don't want onions. I don't want ranch. I want cheese curds, plain. You don't have to add these additives. So can you please, if your Costco's listening, can you just put the natural in there?
Works for me.
Anyway,
I got no problem with it. And yeah, so I mean that's the great thing about this whole deal. If you, well, again, Bob, you don't eat meat. You don't like the taste of it. You don't.
There's
like
too many
beef.
other great options, honestly,
I
Tom. I mean,
understand.
like these sausages I just mentioned, and these burgers.
You know, one
Fruit
thing
of
I've never
roof.
had.
They're good.
Let me
They're
run this by
phenomenal.
you if you guys ever had it. How about crumbled up turkey on a pizza? Would that be good? I can't
Why
decide if
not?
that'd be good or not.
I've always felt putting anything on a pizza besides cheese is bastardizing it, but that's all right.
Yeah, there you go. And I do know that that's the truth with you. You do think that's true.
Okay, but I will say, and I've tried it, and it's terrific. The sausages I mentioned, the apple Gouda, I've cut those up and thrown them on a pizza.
Oh, delicious.
And everything's pre-cooked. So yeah, you want to put it in the microwave or put it in a pan to get it a little sizzling. But I mean, you don't have to. I actually cut one up yesterday and threw it in a salad without cooking it because I didn't want it to be hot.
I understand that 100%. Bob, let me ask you a question. I've asked people, friends, my whole life, growing up Catholic. I've known a lot of Italians, obviously. Who made the very first pizza? Do you know?
I don't know if it was Italians.
I don't know either. I have no idea who made the first pizza, but whoever it is, you're God to me.
Well, I'm guessing it was probably, I mean, obviously when they first started making it, it wasn't that expensive to make.
No.
It's dough, some sauce, and, cheese.
It looks like a man by the name of Raphael Esposito is credited as making the first pizza in Naples, Italy.
When?
What do you think? Sandy!
There's no date here.
Gotta be
Let's
a
see if I
date.
click into the...
I'm seeing history of pizza dates far further back than Esposito's era of the late 1800s, so before the late 1800s.
So who made? They don't know who made the first one.
Raphael Esposito.
That's who he just said. Yeah,
That's who we just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Naples. Yeah.
Yep.
But you said it was made before that.
They're saying like there's history of it, but in terms of like mass producing and like actually consistently doing it, it looks like it's Raphael Esposito.
I suppose if you were spending most of your time, because they didn't have bread back in the 1600s or whatever, so I suppose you did just pound down the dough, and if you throw a little tomato sauce and cheese on there, you got a pizza.
Yeah, you don't need to put oregano with it. It's good. The and because I try not to eat too much dough because it is higher in carbs, but there is a pizza. Nothing growing up better than a pizza or a calzone.
Oh God, yes.
Calzones are phenomenal. Yeah.
All right. It looks like in 1889, pizza not yet become a popular or well-known dish and was typically eaten by poor people as a way to utilize like all of the wasted ingredients. So
There
about
you go.
1889 is when Esposito made it popular.
Love it.
They considered mozzarella wasted materials.
Well, no, we're talking, just the leftover meats and
Right.
cheeses. Bob.
All right.
Bob, do you have friends from New York that Italian friends? Because I definitely do, being in the record business. So I used to travel all over the United States with these guys. I just love Italians when they go into an Italian restaurant. So you go, hey, Tom, you want to go grab some Italian food? There's this, I know, you ever been to this bada-beep, bada-bop, bada-boop restaurant? I said, no, I've never been there. Well, let's go over there. So we're on the way over. He goes, God, you're really going to like this. It's going to be unbelievable. It's really, really delicious. You walk through the front door. Hey, how you doing? All of a sudden, they got an accent. What the hell? Where did that come from? It's like what?
Well, it's like when I go back to Jersey, it's a booster shot. 'Cause I think I sound Midwestern now. I don't sound like I'm from Jersey.
No, you don't. That is true.
But it doesn't take much to fall back into it. Hey, what's going on? What do you say?
Hey, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Put a little bit of more mozzarella on that bad boy.
I love Italians. There's no doubt about it.
No. It's
All right, Sandy. So we got one basketball win. We got one baseball win the whole weekend. The basketball win was very, very important. The baseball win was 1 out of 3, so it was okay.
Hey, I was wrong about those Timberwolves. I thought they'd be getting crushed.
Everybody did, didn't they?
That was impressive. And here's the great matchup coming up here with your White Sox and your Twins. This is as of a couple of days ago, so it's worse now. Because I didn't do the math before we came on. I didn't have that time. The Twins were on pace to lose 108 games, but here's the key to the stat: and still finished 28 games ahead of the White Sox. That is how bad the White Sox are. They got 3 wins.
They're terrible.
Oh, it's
3
unbelievable. Wins. Yes, and now they better not have 4 more after this series.
No, it could happen. That Twins team is terrible.
It is terrible.
I'm sorry. It's a terrible team.
And I blame it's on the ownership and on the their front office brain trust, because they allowed this to happen.
Bob, I have never seen a team that boots the ball around more as a Twins team in my life. They're kicking this and they're kicking that. It's like, my God, that team sucks.
Hey, but on the plus side, Louis Varland's ERA is under 10.
Hey, now under 10?
Yeah, he got roasted yesterday.
Yes, he did.
He's a guy that wanted to go. He didn't want to be in the bullpen. He wanted to be a starter. How's that going, Louis?
Was it 6-1 yesterday?
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, 6-1 yesterday.
And he went 2.2 or 2 2/3 innings.
2 2/3 and gave up how many runs?
4 earned runs.
4 earned runs. Jesus,
but he just piled onto his earlier, bad ERA.
Indeed.
So,
I have never, and not just the Twins, mostly the Twins, but not just the Twins. I have never seen more booted balls in April than I have this year. My God, they're kicking the ball around everywhere.
You know what, though? That goes to coaching. And you didn't see that with Tom Kelly or Gardenhire.
No.
There were fundamentals going on.
Yep.
Molitor, too. I mean, this stuff did not happen. I don't know what they do nowadays. If it's like basketball where the coach really has no say. Maybe the manager is just there because you have to have somebody to hand in a lineup card.
Well, you might be right about that. That is a possibility.
Well, you'll never hear me go after Rocco because he's Rocco.
Nice Italian boy.
Baldelli, that's right. I'll find something good about him. Always.
You guys are probably not old enough to remember this, but what I love too about the Italian boys in town that I grew up with, that damn Rocco Altobelli. I said, no, that guy he cut hair. He was not a pitcher. He was not a coach. You remember Rocco Altobelli? Were you living in town then?
Oh yeah.
Rocco Altobelli. They even had a jingle.
Doesn't he? He had a school not far from where that other place was. Actually, I would go by there every time I'd go to Totino's to pick up food. It was on the route. Rocco Altobelli's, I don't know what it was, School of Hair.
Is that the one over on Lake Street you talk about?
No, I'm talking about the one in Minneapolis when you cross the river.
Oh, right there. Yeah, okay.
I don't remember what the cross section was.
I understand. I know right where you're talking. So when they had moved over to the warehouse district over there.
Yeah.
I just want to thank Steiny for that again. I loved working with Mark Stein and Mets, but that one I wasn't wild about. I'm living on a farm in Dayton, so let's move the station from Golden Valley to St. Paul. Yeah, thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it.
He got a smoking deal on it because it was warehouse space, and it was convenient for some other people who work there. Never mind the guy who's the host of your morning show and bringing in all the dough.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to take care of that guy? I mean,
did he ever consult you on moving there?
No, hell no. They never consulted me on anything, including some of the Hun yucks. Actually, no. Actually, when Hamilton and Steinmetz were there, they did consult me on almost everything. After that, no. After that, the people who drove the station right into the ground would never come to me and ask my opinion on something, because they knew everything. Of course, everywhere they ever worked got their ass kicked, but apparently nobody pays attention to that.
Well, and then so many of them looked better because of the success of the morning show.
I guess. Whatever it takes, Bob. That's all I have to say is whatever it takes.
You know what, though, Tom? That you knew how to, unlike these managers in town and these owners, you knew what it took. And you overcame management to make it work.
We tried.
Huh?
We tried. I know that.
And real quick, I know where you got to go to break, but one of the listeners came through for you, Bob. Mr. Ramos said that St. Cloud Costco plain cheese curds. So check them out.
Ooh, I will check it out because that's not that far from me. I'm half an hour to 40 minutes from saying I'd rather go there than is there good ask them if there's good if you can park. The parking in St. Louis Park is incredible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll ask them about the parking report back Friday.
I actually intentionally drove my car and not my truck because you can't get a truck parked. The slots are too thin. You can't back one up. It's mayhem there.
The St. Cloud Costco's, it's like all by itself. So you're gonna have more than enough parking. You're gonna be fine.
I like
I'm never going to St. Louis Park again. And the one in Maple Grove, Tom, I get lucky if I can get to it. That thing is a maze. Finding anything in Maple Grove.
No, you are correct, sir. All right, Sandy, a brilliant report, I thought.
Yeah.
What? Hey, give me a compliment.
You know what? You take anything out of it, you call the missus, tell Catherine, hey, Amy Lou sausages, the apple Gouda. And
I'll start calling my wife Amy Lou Sausage. What do you think?
See how that goes for you.
And see how that works out.
The Amy Lou chicken, you want to call it a cutlet, call it a cutlet. But
Cutlet.
it's infused with, I think they must have a deal with the Gouda company because I think it's got Gouda and it has, it's got caramelized onion. You say caramelized onions, that's dressing it up for me.
I understand. No question. Well, thanks for the tip, Bob. I will give that a whirl because that sounds delicious.
You will go nuts.
I will lose my mind. And they're available all over the United States, are they not?
Yes, and very quickly. I used to, because you could get a 4-pack from Costco, not Costco, from like Lund's or Byerly's at one point. And I said, wait a minute, they're in Chicago. I actually called, got the marketing director on the phone. He would ship me 10 pounds like every few weeks. And I give him a credit card, and it was great. But then when I noticed Costco had them, I said, I don't want to keep having you sending them. So I just started getting them from Costco. You get an 18-pack. It's
18-pack.
It's 6 to a pack, and it's folded up. You'll love it. Trust me. You'll eat 6 at a time. And they're low in your calories and your carbs.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
And it'll help you wonderfully.
It's wonderful news.
I've
Sandy, we'll talk to you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Right. Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That is MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. We'll take a break. Be right back. We'll schmooze a bit. Kristyn Burtt coming up in about 10, 11 minutes, somewhere in there. Be right back. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Hi, guys. It's Chris Eggert from Channel 5 Morning News, along with my friends Megan Newquist and Ken Barlow. In the morning, we pride ourselves on sharing people's stories. I've been lucky enough to be part of this 5 Eyewitness News morning team for more than a decade now. This is where I've raised my kids and working alongside my friends for all these years. We're like a family, too.
We are family, Chris. Working with you and Ken and Hannah, it is such an honor to help folks start their day every morning on Channel 5. We get to catch people up on the news that's happening, and Hannah is here to keep an eye on the traffic around town.
And when it comes to weather, I know people rely on me to plan their day and get their family out the door. Over the last 10 years, there were so many memories and so many laughs. I just love sharing the forecast alongside you guys.
I feel the same way, Ken. To all you who start your day with us here on Channel 5, we think of you as family, too. Thanks for turning on 5 Eyewitness News in the mornings.
In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You damn right. You horn tootin'. I just realized I was going to ask you about 3 things, and we got to one, and then I got off track on somehow. 3 easy things you should be doing to help the planet.
Yeah.
Number 1, we already talked about. Stop wasting leftovers. You don't waste leftovers anyway. Leftovers are fun. Is it because I grew up poor that I love leftovers?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, usually like you're making food that you enjoy, I think. And so as an adult, you're like, yeah, I'll eat that. But I think maybe growing up poor where that might have something to do with it.
Because I love leftovers. I'm trying to think of something I don't like. There got to be some foods I wouldn't eat as leftovers, I suppose.
Yeah, like there's some stuff where it's like you maybe you're packing them up in like the Tupperware and stuff like that, but then you're like, you know what? Is this really going to be good tomorrow? Is this cooked steamed corn really going to be good? And a day later, I can let that one go. I'll keep the pork chop, but not the corn.
Yeah.
Stop mentioning steamed corn. I don't get to eat corn on the Livia diet, so shut up.
Is corn bad for you?
Well, corn's got a lot of sugar in it.
Doesn't
starch.
Yeah, it's not the greatest for you.
I
love it. I have no idea. Corn on the cob, forget about it.
Yeah.
Especially over like an open pit roasting.
Yeah.
Oh, God, is that good.
Slathered in butter and
keep
salt.
talking. Keep talking. Yes.
Yes, the butter and salt are very important in the cob of corn on the cob, or what the hell ever it's called. So we didn't get to this one. Stop overusing napkins. Well, we use cloth napkins, so it's pretty hard to overuse them because you just wash them, right?
Okay. See, in my place, we do the paper napkin.
Right.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, we probably go a little overboard because it's like, okay, I want to clean my plate off. This one that I've used is already just super disgusting. Let's just grab a new one quick and wipe it down and into the garbage, and that makes dishwashing a little easier.
I got to be honest with you, though. If they're trying to blame the planet being poisoned on a piece of paper, I don't think so. Paper napkins aren't going to poison anything.
No, it's me specifically.
Yes, it's just you.
It's because I wanted my face clean.
Yep.
No, I don't mind using paper napkins at all because they just disappear. They just come apart at the seams and disappear. It's not a problem. Now, this one I do understand. And Catherine, I got to be honest with you. Most of my life with Catherine, she's been using reusable grocery bags. She's got like 20 of them. She's got a lot of reusable grocery bags, man. Don't you think that's wise anyway?
Yeah, the tough thing for me is always forgetting to put them back in my car because I do a lot of like random grocery shopping, and so I'll be like, oh, I don't have them in my car, so now I have to use paper bags. But yeah, if you have reusable ones, they're phenomenal.
I know that's been kind of a talk around Minnesota. Like some cities may think about banning plastic shopping bags at some point, or like you can buy, you have to buy them at the store. I just like them for the fact that like you can use them as like a dog poop bag or like a garbage can in the bathroom. You throw it in there and then boom, you're done.
Yep.
It is absolutely true. But yeah, so reusable garbage bags, you go with stop overusing napkins, which I said we use cloth napkins. That's not a problem. We don't waste leftovers. There are certain things that we just make sure we eat it all because some things do not make good leftovers. That is true.
Yeah. Like anything that's supposed to be like crispy, a lot of times doesn't.
Right. Like you're not gonna have a leftover salad.
No,
I'm not gonna have a salad in the first place. So there you go. I love salad when it has like blue cheese and French dressing on it, but that of course is very high in calories, so you can't have that. So you get like, well, squeeze a lemon on it. Why don't you squeeze this lemon? All right. I'm not gonna squeeze a lemon on a bunch of weeds.
I got some lemons for you to squeeze.
Yeah, I got some lemons for you to squeeze. That's exactly right. But see, I love salads, but I love salads because of blue cheese and French dressing. And if you can't have that, I don't want a salad.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's pretty much sums it up. Like it's salad. Eating a salad because it's healthy sounds fun until you realize what a healthy salad is, and you're like, yeah, I don't want any part of that.
It's just the greens and like a light vinaigrette, and you're like, I kind of hate this.
It's terrible.
I will say, I don't know who invented croutons, but croutons are terrible.
What?
Croutons are such a waste.
If they're too what is it, that one flavor that kicks into high? It's not onion. It's not
garlic.
Maybe it is garlic. But yeah, if they're too garlicky or oniony, I don't like them. That is true.
My problem is like I'm eating a salad and it's like it's crispy, it's crunchy, it's light, and then it's like, hey, here's a small pebble. Try to get this on your fork, and then when it's in your mouth, you're gonna crack a tooth.
That is a tough part, is getting the fork to. But croutons, I'll eat croutons straight out of the bag with no salad. They're so good.
They disrupt the flow of the salad, in my opinion.
The flow of the salad, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going with. So, I've been thinking about this since Bob mentioned it. Now, I was trying to think, if I was getting a chair, they're going to put me in the electric chair. Mm-hmm. What would your last meal be?
Mine, without a doubt, overnight French toast. Like, it'd be a huge breakfast spread.
A huge breakfast makes sense. That would be me. It does. AJ?
My dad does really good, like, smoked ribs. So I would do that with like the smoked mac and cheese we usually do, your corn on the cob, little cornbread, a nice little barbecue last meal.
Yeah, barbecue last meal would be good.
Yeah.
I probably would go with Italian food, like a plate of pasta or a pizza or something like that. I probably would go with Italian food.
Can't go wrong with that, though.
No.
God, I love Italian food. Is that, you don't have much. Do you ever go to Rayo's? They got Rayo's now on the shelves at the supermarket. But have you ever been to the Rayo's either in New York City or in Vegas?
No, nope. I have not.
Oh, God, their food is good. Honest to God, it's unbelievable. I used to know the maitre d' there, and he's just gigantic Italian guy, but he was about 85.
Okay.
Hey, come in here and start trouble. I just want you to know that. I'm like, an 85-year-old guy just threatened me. I kind of like that.
You're like, buddy, I just want some fettuccine.
Handmade pasta noodles. Like, don't shoot.
I love that so much. There's no question about it. All right, let's find out what Kristyn Burtt likes. Why don't we just do this? Kristyn, the three of us have decided to come to LA and kill you. So what would you eat for your No, you don't want to go that far?
I'm gonna remove myself from this situation. We need.
Okay, we won't do it then.
I will volunteer to stay back and prop the show up, so it looks like you guys aren't doing that. But you two can go ahead and do the killing.
No, we'll just give up on the idea. I thought it was clever, but
I thought we were like going on vacation. We're gonna go hang out with Kristyn. Just took a turn.
Not a bad idea. Well, no, we will ask Kristyn Burtt what her death meal would be, her final meal of her life would be. So what did we come up with again for the three of us?
I'm going breakfast.
Barbecue ribs, breakfast.
Yeah, barbecue ribs.
And then I went, what did I go with, pizza? Or Italian food?
Italian. Or like a bolognese?
Yeah, the sample. Sample platter.
Sample platter.
I like it. Italian.
Yeah.
We'll take a break, be right back. Kristyn Burtt will tell us when she gets the chair, what will be her final meal right after this. Mike Lindell and Mypillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. Knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, Mypillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Oh, she's not live. Got her picture up there. Is that the ticket? What?
It's Monday. Clearly, I was like, oh, we're back.
We're
I was
back.
sitting here doing nothing.
Well, your picture was up there, so that was good.
Yeah, at least you know I'm like somewhat here.
That's true. Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So Kristyn Burtt, we've been talking about if we were going to get hanged or get the electric chair or the gas chamber, what would be our last meal? So AJ talked about a little smoked rib action. Tevin wanted breakfast, which makes sense. Both of those do. I would go with any Italian food, like pizza, pasta, whatever it was. So you are going to get the chair from what I heard. So what have you been thinking about? What's going to be your last meal?
I feel like I get asked this question a lot. I'm not sure why,
Wait.
but it would be lobster. I would do a 2.5 pound lobster,
Yep.
some steamers for my appetizer, a baked potato, corn on the cob, lots of butter. And for dessert, I want bananas flambe.
So basically you're getting a chair because you robbed a bank to pay for that. My God.
If I was in a Maine prison, it would be a very cheap meal. But if I was in California, it would be expensive.
It's very true.
Wait, what are steamers for the appetizer?
So
Clams.
steamers are clams that have been baked in a beer broth. And baked, I should say steamed in a beer broth. That sounds better. And then you open the shell and everything. You take off the little skin thing, and then you dip it in drawn butter, and it is delicious.
Gotcha.
There's no question about it.
And out here on the West Coast, we don't do steamers. They do clams, but they only do fried clam strips. So they take off the bellies. And any New Englander knows that the bellies are where all of the juicy, delicious meat is.
Juicy and delicious.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite commercial ever with my favorite Boston accent. And it might not have been a Boston accent. It might have been Maine. I can't remember. But the family was all talking about all their favorite desserts. Oh, you know what? A little piece of pie is just wonderful. Oh no, I love cake. And then they're talking, and all of a sudden Grandpa comes in and says, "What about your father's strawberries?" The first 10 times I heard it, I went, "What did he say?" What about
Pepperidge
your father's
Farm
strawberries?
remembers. That's what it sounds like.
Pepperidge Farm. It is a Pepperidge Farm. I think it was Pepperidge Farm. Yes, indeed. What about your father's strawberries? What did he say? What? In any case, I got a recommendation, by the way. Have you guys ever had this? Wait, is the picture? You ever had this? I got to turn it the right way.
No, but I heard you opening it on camera.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
My mic
in the
was up.
commercial.
It's got 10 calories in it. It is absolutely delicious. God, it's good.
What is it? What's it? What's the brand?
It's called
What's the flavor?
Rainstorm. REIGN. Rainstorm Clean Energy. It's Valencia orange is this particular flavor. It is phenomenal. Really.
So it's an energy drink.
It's an energy drink, but it's
Don't
not
drink too many of those.
No, it's not over the top with the energy part of it.
Okay.
Don't tell me what to do. Oh, wait a minute. I
I'm
had
just
too much.
protecting your body. Don't drink too many energy drinks during the day. They're not good for your.
You're protecting Catherine. That's what you're doing.
Did
'Cause
she
I'll
say
get
the
all
same
wound
thing
up
to
and
you?
Driver. Oh, God, yes. There's no question about Catherine. That's one thing I love about Catherine so much. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Tom. Shut up. Anyway, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know what? Catherine and I saw a movie last night. This young kid apparently wrote the movie, produced the movie, directed the movie, starred in the movie. It's called The Actor. Kid's name is Richard Blake. You ever heard of him?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but for a young guy that put together the whole thing and paid for the whole thing and wrote the whole thing and did everything, it was pretty damn good, I thought.
Nice. Where did you see it?
It was on, was it on? Oh, it was on Vudu.
On Vudu. Okay, that's
on
great.
Vudu.
Yeah, I honestly think where we've seen such a shift in the industry, pandemic strikes, all of that, I think that this is going to be the resurgence of indie film. And I'm really excited about it. And that's a really good point. The 90s were a great time for indie film. The 70s were a great time for indie film. And we have not seen that resurgence. And I think that this is going to be the next wave.
And this kid, this Richard Blake, he looks like Glenn Campbell's son. Honest to God. Remember, Glenn was a pretty handsome guy. You remember that?
He
don't you?
was. He was. Yeah. I did a whole interview during the last few years when he was battling Alzheimer's, and he did a documentary. But so powerful, so moving, and it was his singing that really kept him going. And I always thought that part of the brain is so incredible. Because he was always able to remember his lyrics, even though he didn't really have short-term memory. He had long-term memory.
And there's no doubt about it. When he died, his wife and daughter came on the family podcast. They came into town and appeared in studio. Just a couple of sweethearts, but you could not do that entire hour without tearing up. They just missed him and loved him so much. It was wonderful to watch. I will tell you that.
Yeah, and Alzheimer's robs you of your loved one because they stop recognizing you at a certain point. I have an aunt who has early onset Alzheimer's, and it's been heartbreaking to watch. And I will say that the pandemic likely accelerated some of her symptoms because there was a lack of socialization, because she and her husband weren't able to see the grandkids, and her sisters. Like, we've got a very large family on my mother's side, and that isolation really, unfortunately, allowed it to progress faster than it probably should have.
I have a question for you, because I've been doing a lot of traveling on the East Coast lately on weekends and all that stuff. About 80% of people on the East Coast still wear masks tons of them still wear masks. Why is it? Just because of the population?
Here in Los Angeles, or in California, I should say, people still do as well. And I think that for some people, if you're immune compromised, it's totally understandable.
Right.
We all get that. I think I'm someone on planes, I get sick very easily. So wearing a mask on a flight for me, just not have a cold for 6 weeks. I'm just someone that gets the cold and it lingers. That's been kind of something that I did even before the pandemic when I was flying back and forth to Europe for work. I was always wearing a mask because I'm like, I just don't want to get sick. So I think that for a lot of people, listen, people are gross. I always say that.
That's nice.
No, listen, remember the first month of the pandemic? Why are we teaching people how to wash your hands? That is 101 in nursery school. And we have all seen that person that goes to the restroom and then walks out of the restroom without washing their hands. We've all witnessed it.
That might be my favorite episode of Seinfeld. I thought Seinfeld was okay. I was not a huge fan of it, but I thought it was pretty good. And the one scene is, I can't remember what the guy was. He's an Italian guy though, and Jerry Seinfeld's looking in the mirror in a public bathroom. He's washing his hands. Guy comes out of the stall, not just off the urinal, but out of a stall. He looks in the mirror and starts combing his hair, and he's talking to him, and he just leaves. Never did wash his hands.
So when I see masks on people, that's the thing. I was in San Francisco over the weekend. There were a lot of people wearing masks still even there. And I just sit there and think, it doesn't bug me. If they feel more comfortable, great. That's, you know what? Honestly, that's all that matters.
I suppose it is. Is Fallon Isle still open, the restaurant? I think I asked you that before, but God, I loved that place back in the day.
I don't know. I went to my favorite, this is kind of a nice, mid restaurant. It's Middle Eastern. It's called Oran's Hummus. It is my favorite place to go. And Bill was already up in San Francisco as of last Tuesday, and I joined him on Friday, and I just was sending him the link. I'm like, we're going tonight, right? We have to go tonight. It is the most delicious Middle Eastern food.
Excellent. Did you end up going over to maybe a vineyard or two after that?
We did not. We did family photos, which I'm sure some of you saw on Instagram and Facebook.
Speak of the devil,
Tom, did you see those, Tom?
I saw a couple of them. Yes.
Okay, for the listeners watching on YouTube, I mean, this is the cutest thing I saw all weekend. I mean,
oh, look at that.
So if people don't know this, now let me just explain this because this is actually a TikTok trend. So we were doing family photos. We got together all of the adult kids. My husband's one of 7, and the spouses, and my mother-in-law, who's the sweetest woman ever. And it's too large to do the grandkids and the great grandkids. We don't fit into JCPenney studio. So JCPenney, by the way, has this whole TikTok trend of doing awkward family photos. So after we did the group shots, the nice, normal, beautiful shots, the photographer looked at Bill and I, didn't ask any of the other couples, saying, do you guys want to do bougie couple snapshots or TikTok weirdness? And I was like,
bougie. Wow.
Yeah. Which some of the other, some of my brother and sister-in-laws actually did. They did like the nice, like sweet posing ones. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, we want to do TikTok weirdness.
Mhm.
So she's like, okay, well, Bill, get on the ground, put your feet up, you sit on his feet, and then step on him with your foot. Exactly.
So he's carrying you just like he always does.
Absolutely. Or I'm the boss. I don't know which way you look at it.
Okay, tell me about his family yet again. How many kids are there?
7.
Oh, he's Catholic, huh?
Yes.
See, there you go. Every time, because I came from a family of 7 myself.
My mom's
Every
from 6.
person. Oh, they're from 6, Catholic too.
Yep.
There you go. You always get that if there are over 3 children. Oh, you're Catholic.
Right.
And we were. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
it's the Catholicism because obviously his family is Latino and my mom's side of the family is French Catholic, so French Canadian
Oh,
Catholic.
I went to school with a lot of French Catholics.
You did.
I did indeed. Indeed, I did. No question about it. So watch The Actor and let me know what you think. Richard Blake is the kid's name. What do you got on the docket? Anything we should be watching?
This week is the big 4-part series for Jon Bon Jovi. They're doing a documentary, Thank You and Good Night, and that will be up on Hulu as of Friday. And I think that's going to be one of the big entries this week. I'm really looking forward to it because they have had quite the rise. And also they had quite the squabbles, Richie Sambora and obviously Jon Bon Jovi. He's no longer, Richie Sambora is no longer in the band. They say that there's, that Richie just walked away. He didn't want to travel as much, but if you talk to other people, they say that there's, a lot of behind the scenes drama. So we'll see how they play that out on the docuseries. So it's 4 parts beginning Friday on Hulu.
So I got to ask you, is John Lastman in it? John Lastman is good friends with Jon Bon Jovi.
I don't know if he's in it. Yeah, I haven't gotten my screener copy yet. So
the last video I saw of Jon Bon Jovi, I think it's when he won the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. John Lastman was on stage with him when we won the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I remember that.
Damn.
We got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. We got the list yesterday on American Idol. They announced it.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm
Performer
ready.
category. You've got Mary J. Blige. You've got Cher, Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, and A Tribe Called Quest.
Listen to all the excitement.
I know, geez, guys.
I was just gonna say that feels like a solid group of artists and bands getting in. Like, there's not anybody that makes you kind of scratch your head.
I feel like
no.
I feel like they continue, and maybe it's just because there's a certain number that they can do, but I feel like some major acts continue to get snubbed year after year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what they do with that? They put them in the they give them the musical excellence award, which then after the nominees have been announced, they open it up to the voting body and allow them to kind of like freely vote. So these are the people getting the musical excellence award this year. Jimmy Buffett, probably coming on the heels of his passing too. MC5, Dionne Warwick, and Norman Whitfield.
Okay.
Couldn't pick any of those out of
Dionne Warwick, you couldn't put Dionne
I don't
Warwick?
think so. No, probably if I heard their
That's
songs.
what friends are for.
Great
Keep
singer.
smiling, keep shining. No?
Nope. Well, we'll take your word for it.
No, I obviously
How do you not know that song?
Oh.
Could be my singing. There's that.
Oh, that was singing? Thank you very much. Great to be here. Dionne Warwick's a supreme talent and a very, very nice person.
Motown, yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice person. But Kool and the Gang's tough to beat for me. I love Kool and the Gang. I always have.
I performed with them. I was one of their backup dancers.
Really?
Yeah, I did a job for them in Austin, Texas, and it was really fun.
Oh, great band. I mean, that band is fun. I mean, Kool and the Gang is a fun band. You're right.
Listen, when Celebration comes on, the audience goes bananas. I think when you have, it must be like when you see someone like Neil Diamond just singing Sweet Caroline, which I did see in person. People just go crazy. They lose their mind. Celebration's another one. Like, just to have that like anthem, I think is such a great marker for an artist in their career.
Why don't you do me a favor, because I know we got to get going here in a second, but the next time you talk to Catherine, I want you to ask her, Catherine, what do you think of Neil Diamond? And see what kind of response you get.
I can only imagine. I can imagine she's like, he sucks.
I will tell you one very quick story. We were at a New Year's Eve party where a guy, and I mean the band he looked like him, he sounded like him. He was a Neil Diamond impersonator. We're sitting in the front row. Now, after Catherine's had a couple, she doesn't really watch what she says. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's looking up and she goes, God, this guy sounds just like Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond sucks. Okay,
I knew
honey.
sucks was going to come out of her mouth.
You knew sucks was coming out.
I grew up in a Neil Diamond household. My dad was obsessed with him.
Oh, yeah.
Obsessed, yeah. And I was fortunate enough to go to the opening night because he's got A Beautiful Noise on Broadway. And Neil Diamond sang at the end of the show. And I will say that was a cool bucket list item because
he was terrific.
He was amazing. And his story is very messy. Like, for someone who seems to be so vanilla, his story is filled with like debt and infidelity, and I mean, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. The Mob. He's got it all.
The Mob. Wasn't he from Boston?
He was
Where's
from,
he from?
I think Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn.
Oh, he's from Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, same thing. For the Mob, it's the same.
For the Mob, yeah, it totally makes sense.
It's the same story. All right, young lady, a brilliant report, I thought.
Off to a good start. We got 4 more chances this week to mess it up.
4 more shots this week. Thank you, dear. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Any closing words?
No, good start to the week. Hopefully we get some more good news from our Timberwolves and Twins as we go along.
Iron Maiden got snubbed again.
I loved Iron Maiden.
They're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Why?
But but no offense to Cher, but why Cher getting in? I understand she's an icon, but like, come on, rock and roll.
Is it because gypsies, tramps, and thieves? God. Really? That was a hit, That was a big hit.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. And then, didn't she do a song about being an Indian or something, and people got all pissed off at her?
Oh, yeah. The lyrics of that song aren't great.
Yeah, what is it again, Tevin? I was trying to think. Yeah, everybody got pissed off when she released it.
I forget what the name of the song is. We might have to find that for tomorrow. But we went through the lyrics, and I don't know. If it got released today, Cher would probably be thrown in prison. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard this.
I mean, honestly, I was like, here's a feather to put in your hair. Or I didn't even remember what the hell it is, but it's stuff like that. Bows and arrows and feathers and moccasins and.
Yeah. Oh, the song is called Half Breed.
Half Breed. That's the one.
That doesn't set up well.
Yep.
Yeah. Half Breed. That's all I ever was. Half breed. Settle down, lady. I think she's Spanish. Is she even Native American? She's Spanish, isn't she?
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, there's a lyric in here that's like, "Give her a feather, she's a Cherokee." But I think it's what people were saying to her.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Yep. Kind of talk about her childhood, which that's not great, but yeah.
I guess it's a true story. She said it's a true story. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
All right, fellas. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.